What is happening? It is Tuesday. It's Tuesday already. Wow. I am making some spaghetti tonight because we haven't had pasta in a while. I used to watch this, I don't know, I had this fascination with this family. I think they were from Ireland, but they used to say pasta. Pasta. Anyway, I watch them on YouTube sometimes. It was great. That's when I had a little more free time. But anyway, thanks for coming on and watching me. We are making pasta. So I am browning about 2 pounds of ground beef right now because I make big, huge amounts. We've already talked about all that. And I'm just going to let all of that brown. I also have water going for my pasta. Oh wait, hold on, you guys can't see it right. Uh-oh. Sometimes when I move that thing, then the whole thing starts to slide down. I already made my salad. We're gonna have the sauce and the pasta, and then we're also gonna have the green salad. I'll probably make peas too, just because the kids love peas and they really like it with their pasta. And then also some garlic bread. So I'm gonna turn on the oven right now for that. So that's all gonna get going. Sometimes it takes a little while for this to get all brown because there's so much of it. But basically, so I do one of two things. Either I will make the sauce homemade using just like, well, I guess it's like semi-homemade because I still use like crushed tomatoes or whatever, but I have a recipe for like an amazing homemade pasta sauce that's absolutely delicious. And I'll do one of two things with that. I'll either put meat in it or I'll just serve it by itself over pasta and maybe make like chicken cutlets or like something like that on the side, almost like chicken parm type thing, but without the cheese. And then the other way is that I just do regular pasta sauce, like jarred pasta sauce, and today we're using this one because it's like already done. And then I will just doctor it up with like all kinds of delicious stuff because I find that like the jarred stuff on its own just doesn't taste that good. So I try to go as simple as possible. This one's tomato basil. That's about as much like stuff in it as I'll go if I'm using jarred pasta sauce. Usually I'll just use like the regular, the original. I like this classical one because it doesn't have a lot of like strange flavors going on. I've had some where it's like way too much green pepper. I don't like green pepper in my pasta sauce. I just don't think it tastes good. Or I really like Newman's Own, I think is what it's called. Yeah, Newman's Own, which is that guy who gives all the proceeds to charity, which is a brilliant idea. I wish more people would do things like that. Since he already, Paul Newman, that's his name. Paul Newman, Newman's Own. So he has a really good pasta sauce that I like also. It's very simple, very easy, like simple ingredients, so it doesn't already have too much flavor. So I'm just browning this. And now I'm going to drain it real quick here. Drain all this out. I need a spoon. I'll use the big one. Okay, so I drained all the grease out of that, and what's up, Gina? How you doing? Let's see, who's in on here? Hey, Kelly, how are you? What are you guys having for dinner tonight? That's what I would like to know. And then I'm gonna move all the meat like over to the side, and I just had some leftover mushrooms in the fridge, and I didn't have a plan for like what else to use them for. It wasn't a lot. It was maybe like just one or two. So I am just gonna add them in the middle, and they're cut up really small because Deacon gets a little bit weird about it. And if he can see them, then he gets weird and he's like, I don't like these, I don't like these. What's going on, Bo? How are you? I miss you and I love you. So I'm gonna season these up a little bit, and I'll season it again once I add the sauce in, but I want these mushrooms to cook down a little bit before I do that. So just some salt, pepper, and garlic powder, of course, all the usual suspects. I just want those to get a little bit brown. I added in a little bit of olive oil just to cook them in. And put them in the middle. Pasta, I feel like you can pretty much add anything. If you have like really picky kids that refuse to eat vegetables, you can like, I know some people have like shredded zucchini and stuff like that. I mean, you can add whatever. This is not true Italian pasta sauce anyway, because they don't put meat in theirs, as far as what I've been told when I lived on the Jersey Shore for a million years. So as far as I know, they don't put meat in their sauce. But some of the other recipes that I have that I will show you guys. I know that those are more traditional Italian. So, all right, so those are a little bit messed with, those mushrooms. So I'm just gonna add my sauce. I'm gonna turn the heat way down. And I had to wear this, so my godmother made this. Oh, look at it. Yeah, my sister just said that. Nice Sunday apron. So my godmother made this for me years ago. And I have a white shirt on. So I started to like get ready to cook, and then I was like, damn, let me not cover my shirt in red sauce. That would not be good. So what I do is I just dump both jars, and these are the giant jars. These are 32 ounces, so 2 pounds. And I just add these both because I like leftovers. There won't be as much as you think. Essek eats like a grown man now. He and Butch have almost the same size portions.
That's not cool.
Almost. It's pretty damn close.
No, it's not.
It's more than me. And I eat a lot. So, get everything in here worked out. Okay. So that is just going to continue to cook. Let me grab my little thing over here. That's just going to cook down. I'm going to add a little bit of water to these so that way I can get all of the extras out. Because I am my grandmother's child and I don't like to waste things. So I just put a little bit in there to get like the stuff off the top. Plus it makes it nice and clean for recycling. So I only have to like give it a quick rinse. My mother would be so proud. And then one more right there. So it's gonna cook down in most of the water. I leave it uncovered for most of the time so that way it like thickens up, because a lot of the water will cook out of it. Whereas if I were to leave it covered, then the condensation would like make it more liquid inside. Okay, so here's where it gets good. Let me wash these real quick. Where it gets good is the seasoning part, right? So it already has a little bit, or it already has tomato, it already has basil. I have basil, what's it called? Like plants outside, and they're not really producing much right now, but I was able to get a few leaves off of those. Usually in the summertime, I'll get a little more, so that will be more basil in there. You can't really go too much basil. So this is garlic powder. I'm gonna be super generous on the garlic, because we love it. I don't normally. Sometimes I'll add like minced garlic. It just depends if I have it on hand. I went to buy it today, and they were like the teeny tiny little bulbs, and I like the big fat bulbs, so that way I don't have to peel so much. I'm gonna add a little salt, but I already salted it earlier, and then I'm gonna check it. This is just Italian seasoning here, and I get pretty generous with this. Add a bunch of that, probably a couple tablespoons. And then this is minced garlic. that's already dried. So I'm going to use this. And there's a lot of sauce here, so I don't have to worry about overdoing it. Black pepper. And onion powder. Now, if it tastes like a little bit bitter, because I'll let it cook for like about probably 10-15 minutes. If it starts to taste a little bit bitter, then what I'll do is I'll add a little bit of sugar, but I always wait to see whether or not it's bitter or not. And then the last thing that I add is anchovy paste. I did this for years before Butch ever knew, and he caught me one time. All right, so there's probably about, I don't know, a little over a teaspoon there. And what that does, the anchovy paste, is it like leaves a little more depth to the, even though it's like canned sauce, it just makes it taste so much better. It's a little bit salty. It's not fishy at all. You can't really taste it, but you can taste the difference when it's there as opposed to when it's not there. If that makes any sense whatsoever. And I can see, and this sauce there's already like big chunks of garlic and stuff like that too, so it's not a big deal that I didn't get it in there. So I will let that cook on low for about the next 10 to 15 minutes. Perfect timing. The water is already like up to a boil over here for my pasta. And all I add to this is salt and olive oil. So let me let that go. So adding the olive oil to it is going to make it so that way the pasta doesn't like all clump together and like get super sticky. And the salt, obviously you want the pasta to have like some type of flavor, so I like to add both of those in there. And then when I pull the pasta out, because I probably won't make you guys wait around to watch the entire process, but when I pull the pasta out, I usually hit it with a little bit of sauce, just a little bit, like maybe like a spoonful, just so that way it keeps it from sticking even more. So this is almost to a boil. I make sure it goes to like a full rolling boil, and take the lid off my salt. Wait for that for a second here. Spaghetti is one of those like super fast, quick, easy things, and everyone has their own spin on it. So, you know, it's like just depends on the way your family likes it. A lot of, I've heard some people too, they like it like really sweet, so they add a lot of sugar to it. I mean, really, it's just a preference. If you like pasta, if you like spaghetti, please give me a thumbs up, a like, or a heart down below, so that way I know whether or not you're a pasta lover as well. I really do love pasta, but I try not to go too crazy on it because it's very easy to go a little overboard. So this is almost to a full boil, and now my sauce is starting to bubble up a little bit in the middle, so I'll give it one more stir. It looks nice and thick, nice and meaty. That's going to be delicious. And I'll make sure and add pictures. I have a picture from this morning's breakfast that I need to add as well. So I'm going to be pretty generous. I'm going to show you how much salt I'm going to add to here. So I'm cooking 2 pounds of pasta, and I'm going to add about that much salt. Which may be a lot, but that's okay. And then I'm going to add about a tablespoon of olive oil. There's nothing worse than like going to serve your spaghetti and it's all like in one giant clump. I can't stand that. I usually let one of the kids pick what kind of pasta we're going to have, and because Deacon picked this out at the store today, I have like rigatoni and penne and some other stuff in the pantry, but he really wanted this kind, so he got the picker. Gotta grab a utensil. So the way to do your spaghetti, let it go all the way in, and then you just twist. see if you guys can see me or not. Hopefully I don't lose my camera. Yes. Okay, so you're just gonna twist and twist so that way all the pasta is down in the water. And I'm gonna turn the heat down just a little bit because otherwise we're gonna have a mess because this is a big pot. All right. And then I usually set the timer just because time gets away from me, and pasta has no smell. Like most foods I can tell just by smelling it, like whether or not things are done. But with pasta, obviously there's no smell. So I just set the timer for 7 minutes and I will check it. I want to pull it out when it's al dente because it's going to continue to cook. And always cook it uncovered. Yeah, he's getting a little wild here. Let me turn that heat down a little bit. I still have not 100% figured out this stove. It's a little wild. There it goes. It's better. So I'm just gonna let that boil for the next 7 minutes. And then I will, the whole time that's going, the sauce is gonna go. This thing is going a little crazy. There it goes. The sauce is gonna cook during that time. I'll pop the garlic bread in. The salad's already done, and I just have to make up some peas. So dinner's done, and that didn't take too long at all. What was that, like 15 minutes or so? I'll know when this whole thing gets over. Yeah. Okay, so I'd love to know what you guys are having for dinner. Please leave it below in the comments. And if you like spaghetti, if you like pasta, if you like dinner, if you like me, if you like this video, if you like puppies, give me a like or a heart. All right, I will talk to you guys soon. Have a great evening.